Let's talk about shame, not the obvious kind, not the stuff you can name outright. I'm talking about the low hum, the quiet self-editing, the internal voice that says, you should grow out of that. Don't let anyone see that on your shelf. This isn't what adults do. That voice, it's a liar, but it's a persistent one. It slips in through culture, through peer pressure, through the narrow definitions of what maturity is supposed to look like. Somewhere along the way, we're told that being a grown up means cutting ties with the things that used to make us feel free. And so the toys go in boxes, or get sold, or shoved in the attic with a casual, hey, I'm over it. But are you? Because if you're reading this, I'd wager you're not. I'd bet there's still a part of you that lights up when you see a weathered toy shelf at a flea market. That part of you that slows down in the collectibles aisle. That still gets a weird rush when you hold a figure that means something to you. And I'm here to tell you, you're allowed. You are allowed to still love what you love, to still feel joy when your hands find a tiny piece of molded magic, to still arrange your shelf just so and feel a little spark of pride. That isn't immaturity, that's integrity. Because here's the truth most people miss: you're not clinging to your childhood. You're reclaiming your right to feel alive, to have anchors in a world that's increasingly chaotic, to remember who you were before the world told you who you had to be. So give yourself permission to play, to collect, to remember, to reimagine, to line your desk or your dashboard or your nightstand with symbols that make you feel something real. You don't need to explain it. You don't need to defend it. You don't need to apologize for it. You just need to let yourself enjoy it. Because if the world could use anything right now, it's more people who aren't afraid to feel joy on purpose. With permission restored, the hunt resumes. But this time it's spiritual. Sharpen your senses. We're going treasure tracking. Haters gonna hate. So what? Psychologists like Carl Jung called it the shadow. The parts of ourselves we're taught to reject, suppress, or hide to fit in. When it comes to play, many of us absorb the message early. Toys are for kids, not adults. So we buried that joy, labeling it immature or embarrassing. But here's the kicker. What we repress doesn't vanish. It sneaks out sideways. That's how collecting becomes compulsive, or why shame flares up when someone mocks what lights us up. These aren't random reactions. They're echoes of a split self. Reclaiming permission to play isn't about acting childish. It's about healing the fracture. It's saying, that spark still lives in me, and it always mattered. When we own our shadow, it stops owning us. And play, once hidden, becomes a path to wholeness. For me, the moment came in my teenage years. A friend of mine chastised me about it, and I felt horrible. Postscript. While it took me way too long to get over that shame, but I did. And that dude is middle-aged and miserable. Last I saw him was years ago, moaning and groaning on Facebook. I win.